Hey Fuzzy Goat family, Melissa here in Thomasville, Georgia on this wonderful Tuesday. We've actually had, even though we are in summer, we've had some cooler mornings, which has been really nice here in the mid 60s, which is nice. I have a finished garment on. It is the Manis, M-A-N-I-S. It was in the first Fuzzy Fix box. So it starts with the fingering down at the bottom, and it comes up using your lace, like a Surrey silk, which is what I used, and your needle sizes get bigger and bigger. So it's super fun. I like it over a dress. I mean, you can wear it over a tank top, but it's super fun. So wanted to talk about that real quick. She has a lot of, I think her name is Yarmagami, I don't know, something like that. I think it's Yamagara, and we've done, I want to say the Luminous Tee is by her, the sweater with the flowers on the sleeves, the Nola, is also by her. So she has some really good patterns, fun patterns, like different constructions. She also has one similar to this called Lapis, L-A-P-I-S, and it's essentially the chevron here just kind of comes up higher. I think she might suggest to do it in a fade or something like that. But anyway, so I got something off the needles, and now it's time to get something on the needle, right? Some new stuff. I'm still kind of in limbo because I got a couple pat sweaters that I'd like to get further on before I put them on hibernation, but I don't know. Some yarns are calling my name here in the shop. One of which is this, I think we're pronouncing it Tyke, T-Y-K-K-E. It is by Sanez Garn, and it is, if I can see it correctly, a cotton viscose linen blend. So a great summer weight. This is actually a worsted weight. It's kind of like a tape, not quite a tape, but it's, well, I mean, it's a worsted, so it's kind of thick. So, oh, it's T-Y-K-K, no E, line. So I think it's thick line. They also have a thin line. We got some more of that in today too, but I'm going to be talking about the worsted weight because I have a pattern that I want to do, and I think this is not the best picture, but I saw it on, I don't know, Instagram or something. It got my attention, and I found it, of course, on Ravelry. It is called Roslyn, but the picture I saw was a little tighter, like the lace pattern in the middle, and that also goes down the back. And it was like cap sleeve. So that's my plan with this little guy. It's called Roslyn. I think this yarn would be great for it. And yeah, a nice summer knit. It's on size 10 needle. Like, come on. So I'm just going to show you, we've got new colors in, so I just wanted to kind of, maybe I'll call them out real quick because we got some fun ones. We got more of what we had before, just so people can make, there's only 65 yards on these, so you'll need several skeins if you're going to do a top. This is called Blueprint. I'll do the blues all together so you can see them. And always, if you have questions, if you want to see them together, these would be great in a striped top too. This is Sea of, I don't know if it's Sea of Breeze, only part of the name is listed there. I think this is Regatta. Yep. Okay, Regatta. And then we have these two lighter, oh, this is not blue, I understand that. This is, well, it's called Blue Turquoise. There we go, Blue Turquoise, and this light one is really pretty. I have it called Straight Blue, but I think it's not called, I think it's Starlight. I put the name in wrong, which sometimes I do that. Then, what was, oh, these two I think would be pretty together, and in a stripe or something. Putting them in the cabinet is kind of fun to put them next to each other. This is Rose Lavender. Yes, I thought we had a little more, maybe I'm missing one. I think we have, I don't think it was this one. This is Lilac. Could do those. Of course, we have the natural color, which would be a classic top. Putty, right? Go with everything. And we've got some greens. This is Spring Green. This is bright lime. I really like this one too. This is spring, I think spring lime. Spring lime. So the greens, thinking of Cadence. And then of course we have orange. This is Orange Tiger. And I think this is the one I'm gonna do something with, or the rosin with. Flame Scarlet, I think it's called. I mean, some of these others are really pretty. Like I really like this one, but I'm just not sure. Maybe it would work on my color, I don't know. This is Acorn, just a classic, right? Brown, very, very kind of natural looking. And I don't think I showed this pink. This is Bubblegum, Bubblegum Pink. Yeah, I think that's all of them, but I just wanted to let you know that we did get more in. I have a couple pattern suggestions. It's on our website too, other than the Roslyn, which probably is going to become a class if I can get my head around that. There is another pattern I have linked up there. It's the Alice top by Petite Knits, and her patterns are also very classic. So it's just a little tank top. Of course, you know, we have, that would be great. She does a lot of neutrals in her patterns. Not that you have to do a neutral, but so that's Petite Knits. I tell you, this rosin, what's making me really excited is on a 10. Kind of reminds me of the Ranunculus a little bit. And then I found just a Sweet Dreams baby blanket, which would be nice, lightweight for a baby. It looks like a very simple pattern. Looks like knit with just a border edge that you could use this yarn for too. So there's just some ideas to use that yarn for. What else? So when I did finish this top, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, I showed my husband, I said, I got something off the needles, because I feel like the stuff on my needles has been on there a long time. Now I do realize I have like 9 projects going. But so it felt good to get something off, and I held it up to him. I held it up, and he's like, whoa, I think you might have a few more inches to go there. And in fairness, it looked like it, but when I blocked it, it's the good length for me. I kind of like it right at my hips. This was bottom up, so it was going to be tricky if I needed to make it longer. But anyway, I probably would have just made it longer in here. Maybe what I would have done. It had a neat bind off. I forget what it was called, but it used a crochet hook, and you just hooked them together, and it's kind of an exposed seam up here. It was kind of neat. It was a Russian bind, I can't remember now, but it was kind of neat. You didn't even use yarn to bind it off. You're just looping the stitches together. Trying to remember if you had them on. Yeah, I think you had them on the front on one needle and the back on another needle, and then you just hooked them in with the crochet hook. And who knew? I have not been a crocheter, but there are a couple things now that I've done with crocheting. All right, so let me talk about my projects. Yes? Okay. This is the Miserina, and I tried it on, and we had a fun class on Saturday. It's so fun to see everybody's colors, and I have finished my chart. So I wanted to show you. I finished the chart, and that one little error I am not even seeing right now. If I really look hard, I can see it right there, but nobody else is going to see it. So really, I just love this color. And I forget, we've got more of this coming in. The main color, where's my little tag, is Sinopah, S-I-N-O-P-A-H. It's Foxy Lady. So the neck has been a concern for some people, but I think it's going to be okay. And if I needed to, I'm going to leave my tail there so I can untink it there if I wanted to. I have decided, I finished the chart. She doesn't give you, this is Caitlin Hunter, doesn't give you how long the yoke should be, but I think from past sweaters, for me, I think I like 8 inches. I wasn't quite 8 inches, and it's kind of hard to measure, really, because you got the neck, you don't measure from the neck. And I guess I did kind of, it was more over here down, right? That's kind of where I measured from, probably where the lace is. And I wanted it to be 8 inches, so it wasn't quite there. Be fair, I was probably being a little lazy because I didn't take it off these needles all the way. I probably should have done it so that I could really get it over my shoulders to get a good feeling. And I might once I do that extra inch, I will definitely do that before I separate the sleeves, because I'm ready to separate the sleeves. And I don't know, you can see the little cable there. It was really fun. And the body, you can do the body plain. You can do it with she calls it like a pearl body, where there's a pearl stitch in there to kind of give the body some texture. Or you can do the eyelet, which I think I'm gonna do the eyelet. Makes a little hole in there, but I think it's gonna, it looked nice on the samples that I saw. So that's Miserina Caitlin Hunter pattern. Okay, using fingering. I think even a thin fingering, but I'm using Foxy Lady. But all right, so I did work a little bit on the grid gambit for my mom, and let me show you the chart, because this makes me very satisfied. So I'm up here. I just have like 4 more rows to finish this chart. And then I go to chart D, and it is decreasing. So that's gonna go, it goes pretty fast anyways, but that should go really fast. I feel like I should just focus on this. There's something I need to focus on and finish it so it to be off my needles. But it's the grid gambit. Okay, let me show it to you. It's using DK yarn. I imagine you could just use 2 different colors, but I am using a Sammy, which is the stripy yarn. No, Marla, sorry. And then Sammy's the solid. I happen to have some blue solid in my stash, so I'm using that. Let me pull them out to show you. So here they are together. Yeah, so it's 1 skein of each. Like I said, DK. I realized I have not put in markers in this pattern. I could, but I don't really need to. You can tell when you're supposed to be doing what, and before you get too far. So I've just kind of trained myself to look, but markers probably would have made it a little easier. So that's a fun one, and it still smells really good, really good. I love my bombs. It just makes me happy. Okay, so that's the grid gambit. I did a lot of knitting this weekend, I will say. I allowed myself to do a lot of knitting and a lot of tennis watching, which makes me really happy. So this is the pleated top, right? And I went ahead because I'm struggling with how long I need to make it because of the style of the sweater. So I decided to go ahead and seam my shoulders up. And I will say, I had to look at the directions a little bit, because you can do this flat, you can also do it in the round, and I chose to do mine in the round. But when I got to the part about seaming the shoulders, it was a little confusing because it looked like those directions were only for if you did it flat, and I couldn't find any directions for doing it in the round, which I understand this part was still flat, but I didn't understand why she specified that in the directions. So I went ahead, I did use those directions to do it. There's a little garter stitch up here. I'm still hoping I did it right. I think I did. So so these were on, if you remember, provisional cast on. So I took the provisional cast on off. I probably didn't do exactly right, because like I said, the directions there were a little confusing. But so I took it off. I think I only needed to take off the shoulders on the front. I took both of them off, put them on needles, knitted across the front, and then I'm trying to remember. Oh, and so then I worked the garter stitch on one side, just back and forth, and then I did the garter stitch on this side. Then you do the 3 needle bind off. So that helped me a lot to see how much it was going to pull up, right? And then I also decided to do the neck, and the neck was just an I-cord, a 3-stitch I-cord bind off. So it took a little time, but I like that. I did not do the sleeves. The sleeves I think also get picked up and do a 3 needle bind off. I probably need to do that because that's going to bring this in a little bit. But it did help me kind of realize how many more inches I need. I didn't think I was done, but I probably needed 2 or 3 inches. I was really happy with the way it laid because I wasn't sure of that either, if it was going to be like whoosh. And I think because it got some silk in it, it kind of lays, it looked like it was going to be really big on me, and it's not, because it just kind of hangs. So anyway, I'm getting pretty close to to this being in completion, I really want to wear this. I really want to wear this. I'm using Fino. We do have some other excellent other yarns if you didn't want to use Fino. I think the Sweet Georgia Flax and Fine would be great. You could also use Foxy Lady. We also just got in, you know, I was talking about this being the worsted weight. We also have, I think it's TYNN, and it's the Fine. So it's a fingering, which you could use that for this too. It's the cotton, viscose, and linen blend. So that would work for this too. Anyway, so I'm super excited to get that, getting closer to that being done. I'm going to show you this one, but this is my sister's scarf using the LYS pair. I just didn't get to it because I decided to work on the grid gambit a little bit more, but this, it's a lot of fun. I've done one of the full repeats, and now I'll just continue to do that. So I didn't get to it, but I will. Oh, this is called, oh yeah, what's it called? Philolia? F-I-L, let me see if I found it. F-I-L, here it is. And I think we still have Knitwise here for a little bit. Like, I think we're gonna be packing that up. It's F-I-L-O-L-I Shaw. And they're 2 different sizes. And I'm making the smallest size for my sister, which is 2 skeins. One of 2 colors, of each color. I think I said that right. So, yes, so I need to get that. That I do have my markers in, which I think when I pick it back up again, will make it a little easier. All right, so those are those projects. I did work on this, is the NOLA. I did work on this a little bit, and I'd like to finish the sleeve. Okay, so I finished that flower. This is I need to come in and do the middle of that flower, and I've started the 3rd flower, which is going to be this cream color gray. I think it's silver. It's a bigger flower as your sleeve is getting narrower. That's the version of this pattern I did. They also have the wider sleeve, but I decided not to do that. And as you can see, I will need to seam it up. So I think my goal is to try to finish the sleeve. That's what I'm gonna do. And maybe put this on hold until August or something, so I can work on some sweaters I can wear now. So this is in Target. It's been really fun. And this is the same designer that did this sweater. So this is the NOLA, and Cadence and I both used Amelie with this, the yarn Amelie, which is really squishy, and I think it's over there. It's behind me. Very, very squishy. So, and you know, because it's in Target, I just want to show you. I think that flower, oh yeah, okay. So the flower that I'm doing right now, I have 4 balls going on, right? I have, let me just show you. Where is it? Okay. So I have a blue ball that goes from here, blue yarn, to where the white is. Then I have a white silver just for that section. I decided there's just a few stitches of blue between the 2 whites. I'm carrying the blue over there instead of having yet a 3rd blue. Then when you get to this white, you use another ball. And then when I get over here, I pick up and use my other blue. So that's why there's so many. It just makes it a little tough to manage. It is manageable, but I decided I'd emptied out all my other things in this bag because I had extra balls, and it was just too much for me. So I took them out, cleaned it out a little bit. All right, so this is another one that I think I need to park, but I'd like to get done with the body. This is the Barberry, which has been super fun. And I actually only have, I put a little marker here, did I? I thought I did. Hold on, where's my beginning of the round? Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, well, in any case, I have, pretty sure, I measured it, and I'm probably gonna do 1 more inch-ish on the body, and then you go into the ribbing. So I'd like to finish the body before I put it away. So at night I've been trying to pick this up and work on it maybe 30 minutes or something and just knit. It's good when it's an intense tennis match because I don't have to pay too much attention. but I'm doing the pullover. The color work was a lot of fun. And as you can see, when I pick up the sleeves, I'll have a little, I gotta finish the pattern here on the sleeve. So I will have several more rows, I think, but I'm not gonna get to that. And it's kind of heavy on my lap for right now. So that's where I am, the Barberry, and that is a DK weight. This is something that's also very exciting. I'm almost done with this ball of yarn. That may be where I stop, maybe when I finish this ball of yarn. I don't know, because there's a, between the body and then you go to the ribbing, there's a braid. So that kind of separates the two. I don't know how difficult that's going to be, but I do like the look of it, the little braid. Okay, I've got 2 more to show you, and so many more that I want to cast on. Oh my goodness. All right, so this one, I also made some decisions. This is the potato vodka, and I finished the right side. Oh, was that right? Yes, sorry. The right side. And I decided on the pocket. I went ahead and read ahead, and I'm like, why? Because I had these on stitch holders, and I'm like, okay, this was just getting to be a lot, right? I had this piece, I had this piece, and I have this side that's on hold, and I had the pockets that were on hold. They never told you what to do with it yet. So I went ahead and read ahead, and I did my little bind off so I can get the stitch holders off that. I will need to obviously seam the pocket down. It's just a little pocket. It's a super cute pocket. I liked the way they had you finish that pocket off. I am, like I said, working on, let's see if I can show you my marker. The back, well, here, I put a marker here. I think I have to do 7.5 inches, and I'm right here. It's from this point up. And then they do shaping for the neck. I've already done the shaping for the shoulder. So we'll see how much longer I work on this. It's just a lot on your lap, right? With all these little pieces. What was I going to show you? Oh, I have, however, gone to the second skein, and I'm on this little bit of my, this is the Marla. This is a DK pattern. We did use Sammy and Marla, which is Manos yarn, a DK, which is on the lighter side of a DK. So I have another one of these that I probably will get into some, not much, because I just have the back and the other side to do, and then the sleeves are solid. This potato vodka. So probably will park this in a little bit, and pick it up probably back in August so I can wear it in the fall. That's my thought. Because we also, in case I do a lot of planning during the day, like projects, classes, what do we need to get this yarn in for this project, that project. So we've been plotting and planning is what I like to say for you all. So stay tuned for that. Then this one, I just can't believe how far I am in this one. I think it's just because it's been so fun. This is the Extra Light Bright. So it's Extra, L-I-T-E, light, and then bright, B-R-I-G-H-T. So it's like that game, the bright light game. So I am just loving how this is coming out. I have finished, so obviously the first color, faded into my second color, which then I faded into my third color. And I'm gonna hold it up there. And I'm going towards, I finished the fade part, so now on this pink, which happens to be Alicia's LYS color this year. So I will now do 6 colors of just this, and then I will slowly fade into my lightest color. So I think I have probably 5 inches over here. It's maybe even 6. I did measure. I think it's 6. And generally I like mine from the armhole. And again, it depends on how it fits, right? I generally like 10 inches, 9 to 10 inches. So I don't have much more to go. I will do this likely in short sleeve, and so I can wear it now. And then it is a scoop neckline, but I probably will take it in a little bit more. So this has been so fun, so fun. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all I got to share with you today. I hope, I don't know, I just feel like it's summertime. I just can't believe it. And it's weird this year because, I mean, my son's home, but he's, you know, he's a freshman. He's between his freshman and sophomore year. It's likely the last summer that I'm thinking that he'll be home all summer. So it's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah. So y'all have a great week. Let us know if we can help you plotting your projects for the summer. And check out this tyke by Santa's Garn on our website, and the colors. Got a lot of it in. And yeah, stay tuned, and I'll catch up next week. Maybe I'll have something else off my needles. All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye.